Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here. And Mickeyfan. That's your cue. Are you frozen? Looks like he's frozen. Sorry, folks. All right, Mickeyfan, you might have an issue on your end. You're just like, let me, oh, okay. You know what? We'll just wait for him to get back. That's okay. I don't even really need him, technically speaking. So, folks, guess what? It's time to trust the good old Tony the Tiger and draw some names for the Power of Veto competition. The head of household this week is going to go to Ace Astro for a multitude of different reasons, but we just really feel like it was between Nate and Ace Astro. Nate was definitely way more in the kind of like the team leader category. We just felt like Ace had some of the strongest contributions. So while Space definitely won HOH for kind of the team leader elements, we wanted to switch it up a little. We wanted to kind of highlight some of the individual contributions. Mickeyfan can say those contributions a lot better than I can because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have had a really hard time following the brainstorming this time around. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just kind of overwhelmed by it. All right.
Hello, I
Fan,
apologize.
how you
My
doing?
VPN crashed on me. I'm doing good.
It's all good. Mickey Fan, would you like to explain exactly why Ace has won head of household?
Yeah, so throughout the brainstorm, we were seeing some really awesome stuff from everyone. But what Ace did was he delivered this incredibly solid, extremely charming part of the spring section of Fantasyland. And what cinched it for me personally was he he put in a Bambi roaming animatronic. And you know me, I am a sucker for that. I am a sucker for Lucky the Dinosaur.
All right, so basically, as I was kind of saying, like we're kind of veering in a different direction. Like we like to keep people on their toes because they're not going to win head of household in the same way round to round.
No.
If this was based on the same criteria that we pick Space for head of household, I would say it's fair to say that Nate would have won, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
So, just keeping you guys on your toes. There's no rhyme or reason to it. We're just doing whatever the hell we want.
We're giving it to whoever we think deserves it.
That's a good way to put it, yes. And on to the doing whatever the hell we want thing. Folks, I got to address a couple things. I'm not going to say who brought them to my attention, but you know who you are. You're watching. And I just feel like I need to kind of make a public apology here because last podcast there's two things that happened. One I will address in a minute just because I have more to say about it, but the other thing I want to address about the last podcast is that I was just off my game. I really was. I was low energy. I was kind of already nervous about the fact that the podcast had been delayed as long as it had been. I kind of had performance anxiety in a way of like, oh man, these people expect a good podcast and I'm not living up to it. What do I do? And I mean, I got to be honest, between my schedule with the podcast, the work, my job, the radio drama, which folks, Joker has told me Friday. Don't know if he's gonna live up to that. If he doesn't, it's on him. But I definitely have all the stuff edited and ready to go. It's just Joker is putting the finishing touches and sound effects on everything. So rest assured, Friday you will be seeing episode 2. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, I just need to address the fact that my feedback in general was just kind of repetitive. I wasn't really giving a lot of people credit just because, frankly, it's kind of hard to keep track of who's doing what. In the future, I would really like you guys to do something. This would help out tremendously. When you post your projects, just posting the link to the website, and Nate, you can go back and edit this in too. It would it would help so much. Just do a credits, just kind of list who did what. That would help enormously, don't you think, Mickey Fan?
I think it really would, because it would allow us to give credit where credit is due, and make it a bit easier for us to decide who delivered on what stood out.
Absolutely. So in the future, I really want you guys to do that. And Nate, if you wouldn't mind doing that for the post right now, that would be awesome. Right now, I need to. In regards to the podcast, I have no excuses for the feedback being kind of repetitive and dull on my end. It was just a bad week for me. I was really stressed out about the dropouts, which we'll get to, and I will strive to do better. I am also, if I'm not feeling it, I think what we're going to do is we're going to maybe rotate Goofy and Jokers in and out to kind of help with the podcast. Just to give another, I'm not saying I'm dropping out completely. I was considering dropping out as a judge just based on my schedule, but I think a better way to do it would be like a rotating panel, because we do have Jokers and Goofy kind of waiting in the wings. So I expect that going forward, folks. We're going to kind of fine tune the podcast a little bit. But the thing I do really want to get on here and talk about publicly is I was trying to do it in a sarcastic, kind of jokey sort of way, but I just want to genuinely apologize for calling out both Puff and, to a certain extent, Space last podcast. I don't necessarily think I called out Space, but I did kind of raise the whole cult of personality thing, which people really don't like when I say that. I mean, I don't want to dredge it back up. Basically, Mickey Fan, you put it right when you said that what we were doing with the Space situation was a big blow to us. We were losing arguably the biggest name in the cast with Space. And I was just genuinely worried, and maybe my anxiety was running a bit too high, and maybe this was completely unfounded, but I was genuinely worried that people not getting to play with Space was going to result in even more dropouts than we were already receiving. So on that end, it's just something that I really should have never dredged up. Mentioning on the podcast was just kind of letting my insecurities kind of simmer through to the surface. I genuinely apologize for that. And I also genuinely apologize to Puff. I was really just kind of making a joke out of the whole, oh, look, you dropped out in exactly the same way. What's up with that? I was honestly doing it in kind of my intention was more of a Jerry Seinfeld, what's the deal with that? And less what's up with that, Puff? You know what I mean? But maybe my tone didn't come across like that. If it offended anybody at all, I'm so sorry. I genuinely apologize. Just want to clear the air on that. All right, now let's get to the fun part. Mickey Fan, who are the nominees?
The nominees are stand by.
Well, I can answer this. I remember.
The nominees are Pix and Nigel Channing.
Yes, and we will
And
we will not reveal the reasons. If Ace wants to come out publicly with the reasons, that's totally up to him. It is a game. Whatever happens in the diary room stays in the diary room. So, all right. So with that in mind, we are going to pick 3 players to join Ace, Pix, and Nigel on the Power of Veto competition. And as a reminder, anyone who played in the previous Power of Veto competition does not get to play this round, and we will roll over that rule into round 4 and then kind of reset it. And the reason we're doing this is just to ensure that everyone gets a chance to play in the vetoes, and the same people just don't happen to get picked week after week.
Yeah.
And also, there are 3 house guest choice in here, which means you're going to get to pick who you want to play in the veto. So that'll be interesting if that comes up. Also, Mickey Fan, I know we totally didn't discuss this off air, but I think the project should be due Friday at noon Eastern time. What do you think?
Moon?
Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of putting me on the spot right there, but I think that works.
That gives them like more than 24 hours if they wake up early.
Yeah.
Should it be later?
No, I think noon should work.
Noon should work. All right, let's do it. Let's nail it down.
36 hours.
Yeah. So the players in the Power of Veto competition are, drumroll please, trying to make sure I mix them up. Player number 1. Oh shit. Oh, and this is who should this be for? Should this be for Ace? Should it be for one of the 2 nominees?
Ace.
Ace. Okay, player number 1 is house guest choice.
Ooh.
All right, the first house guest choice of the season. Ace, you are going to need to get back to us ASAP on that. By all means, please let us know soon. All right, number 2. This is going to be for picks. No. This is going to be for Nigel Channing. We're going to go in alphabetical order, just so there's some sort of rhyme and reason to it. Number 2. All right, Rare Panther.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And number 3. Doug. So D. Hindley. All right. So that is Ace's house guest choice, along with Brer Panther, D. Hindley, Pix, and Nigel Channing, and Ace himself. So Ace, please, by all means, if you're watching this, get back to us like ASAP. We need your pick on that.
Yeah.
All right, and Mickeyfan, I honestly don't even have time to tell them what the project is, so you're just gonna have to post it on the boards, okay? Because I have to go like right now.
Okay.
Okay, folks. So thanks so much for thanks so much for joining along with us, and for kind of having patience with us through some of the speed bumps we had in week 2. And we are very much dedicated to giving you guys the best, funnest, most safe game possible. So if you have any issues at all, feel free to bring them up in the diary room, and I will talk to you soon. See you later. Have a good night.